Hey my dear friends, welcome to this video. My name is Zoe. I'm a language learner and I share my journey of learning 7 languages on YouTube. If I had to describe myself a few years ago, I would use 2 words, motivated and disciplined. The dream of doing a PhD in France drove me to reach C1 in French in just 1 year. The admiration I had for a researcher who spoke Arabic pushed me to wake up every morning at 6, study 2 hours before class. I learned Persian and Turkish in the same year because I wanted to talk with people when I traveled. I was so driven. Learning wasn't a burden, it was a source of energy and passion. When I started my YouTube channel, your comments and support made me feel responsible, like I had to do better and better. I learned videography from scratch, edited till late at night. I loved it. Every new skill felt like a new language. And then, suddenly, it was all gone. I couldn't find the motivation to learn a new language, not even to practice the ones I already knew. The podcasts that used to inspire me felt heavy. I stopped listening to them and started blasting hard techno instead, just to silence the noise inside my head. I spent more time at the gym, pushing my body until it was exhausted. Every day, I had a new excuse ready. You don't have time, you are overwhelmed, you just need to finish your thesis first, don't think about learning languages. But deep down, I knew those weren't reasons. Because I've handled busy, intense seasons before, the truth was I just didn't have the energy anymore, not even for the things I loved most. I thought, maybe it's just a phase of life. I'm getting older. Until one day, a friend asked me something that hit deep. He said, imagine there are millions of versions of Zoe. Which one are you right now? I paused and answered, the average one. Because I know what I'm capable of when I give my 100%. To be honest, I miss the ambitious version of me, the one full of curiosity, discipline, and drive. Looking back, I started to understand why motivation dies. First, I think motivation dies when the reason we study becomes blurry. When I was learning French, Arabic, Persian, every language had a dream behind it, a purpose that gave me energy. But when life got heavy, the PhD pressure, the breakup, the loss, my purpose turned into something else, survival. My energy went from, I want to grow, to I just need to get through today. And it's hard for motivation to live in survival mode. Motivation dies when our brain doesn't get rewards anymore. In the beginning, every new word, every new video felt like progress. But after a while, improvements are smaller, they are invisible. Psychologists call this the plateau effect. Our brain stops getting the dopamine hit it used to get from small wins. That's when learning starts to feel like effort instead of a discovery. Motivation dies when we start performing instead of exploring. When I became a content creator, learning wasn't just for myself, for me anymore, it was also for others. Suddenly, everything I did had to be productive, shareable, aesthetic. I lost the space to be imperfect, to plain, to fail quietly. And maybe the most honest reason, motivation dies when our heart is tired. The energy that once went into learning quietly shifts toward healing. About 2 months ago, something started to change. I felt the energy coming back. I woke up and for the first time in a long while, I couldn't wait to start my day. The things that used to feel overwhelming suddenly looked clear. I felt the spark again, eager to learn, eager to grow, eager to move forward. Every small task felt meaningful again. And I thought, wow, this feeling is back. And that's when I realized it wasn't something I had lost. The motivation didn't die. Looking back, I kept asking myself, what happened? Was it luck? Was it timing? Was it universe? But no, it was me. One thing I've learned is I don't stay stuck in thought. I act. Because action, even tiny action, changes everything. There's a concept in psychology I really like called behavioral activation. It means when you start doing something even small, your brain releases dopamine and motivation starts to return. So I acted, even when I didn't feel ready. I started exploring again, moving to a new city, trying new sports, new activities, meeting new people. None of it looked like language learning at first, but it actually was. Because every time I connected with someone from another culture, tried a new word, or listened to a new accent, I was reminded why I was passionate about languages. Those small, spontaneous interactions brought back a kind of drive that textbooks alone could never give. For a while, I didn't force myself to study every day. Instead, I let languages flow naturally back into my life, watching videos, movies, reading a few lines of poem, chatting with someone in other language at a cafe. That was enough. And slowly, curiosity turned into rhythm again. During this time, I kept journaling, sometimes about languages, sometimes about life. At first, it was super messy. Some days I wrote one sentence, some days 2 pages. But over time, writing became a mirror. It helped me notice patterns, when learning felt light and exciting, when it started to feel forced, and when it truly made me happy. I began to realize that motivation doesn't just disappear. It hides behind unspoken thought. When I wrote them down, they became visible. And once something is visible, you can reshape it. There's a concept I would like to share with you in psychology called cognitive reappraisal. It means reframing your thoughts instead of believing them blindly, and journaling became my way of practicing that. Whenever I felt anxious about not learning fast enough, about not creating enough content, about not being that productive version of myself anymore, I started to translate those worries into small, concrete actions. It's a method I call turning worry into action. So instead of writing, I don't have the motivation to study anymore, I change it to, I want to reconnect with the feeling of learning. I will just listen to a short podcast while making breakfast. Instead of, I'm not improving, I've forgotten so much, I wrote, I want to wake up my languages again. I will reread one page from my favorite book in Arabic, and instead of, I don't know what to create next, I rephrase it as, I want to express where I am right now. I will film a video like this one. These little shifts sound simple, but they change how I felt. Because when you turn emotion into action, your attention comes back to what truly matters, the process itself. And anxiety slowly turns into energy. That's when I understood motivation doesn't return when we wait for it. It comes back the moment we start to move, even gently. Another big lesson was about people, about energy. I realized how important it is to connect with people who uplift you. Meeting new people, talking to friends, sharing small progress, that energy multiplies. Sometimes motivation is just borrowed energy from someone who believes in you. At the same time, I learned to clear out the draining energy, to let go toxic friendship, confusing situationships, people who take without giving back. Protecting your energy is part of a learning too, because no language app can help if your heart is exhausted. So if you are in that phase where your motivation to learn feels gone, please don't panic. It doesn't mean you've lost your passion or potential. Maybe it's just time to do differently. I believe that motivation doesn't really die. It transforms. And when it returns, it's not only stronger, it's deeper, steadier, and more connected to who you truly are. Alright guys, thank you for working through this journey with me. Share your thoughts and experiences with me in the comments. I would really love to hear from you. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. I will see you in the next one. Bye!